In a world on the brink of war, two souls found solace in the arms of each other. As the 1930s roared with political upheaval and scientific advancements, a unique love story was unfolding. This tale, as intriguing as it was tragic, was that of a brilliant physicist, J. Robert Oppenheimer, and his passionate communist girlfriend. Oppenheimer, a man of science, was on a relentless quest for knowledge. His mind was a labyrinth of equations and theories, a universe in itself, but in his heart, there was room for more than just science. It was in this space that he found room for a woman who shared his passion for understanding the world, but through a different lens. She was not a scientist, but a fervent believer in the power and potential of communism. Their paths crossed at a time when both were questioning the world around them. The air was thick with the scent of change, and they found themselves drawn to each other, two like-minded souls seeking answers in a world on the cusp of transformation. Their shared interests in science and politics, their thirst for knowledge and understanding, became the glue that bound them together. As the world around them grew more turbulent, their bond only deepened. They found comfort in their shared ideals and in each other's arms. It was a love born out of intellectual stimulation and emotional connection, a love that was as passionate as it was profound. They talked about the world, about science, about politics. They discussed the potential of communism and the promise of atomic energy. They dreamed of a world where knowledge was power, and power was used for the greater good. Their love was a beacon of hope in a world teetering on the brink of war. But as they lost themselves in each other, the world outside continued its march towards chaos. The political landscape was shifting, and so were their lives. Their love story was a beautiful dance, a delicate balance between passion and intellect, a dance that was as captivating as it was complicated. In the face of adversity, their love blossomed, but little did they know that this was just the beginning of a tragic tale. Their bodies entwined, their minds in sync, they found solace in each other's arms and in intellectual discourse. In the quiet corners of their shared existence, Robert Oppenheimer and his lover delved into the depths of their passions, not just for each other, but for the world that was rapidly changing around them. They were more than just lovers. They were intellectual equals, bouncing ideas off each other in a vibrant exchange of thoughts and beliefs. Their pillow talk was of a different kind. It was filled with visions of a utopian society where equality reigned and the shackles of oppression were a thing of the past. The language of communism, with its promise of a classless society and freedom from the chains of capitalism, was their love language, their shared dream. Oppenheimer, captivated by this woman and her fervent beliefs, found himself drawn into the world of communism. Their discussions, heated and passionate, seeped into his consciousness and began to shape his worldview. He found himself questioning the established norms, challenging the status quo, and dreaming of a world where the ideologies of communism reigned supreme. Their relationship was a melting pot of ideas and ideals. It was a place where passion and intellect intertwined, where love was not just physical, but an intellectual exploration, a meeting of minds. This was a love steeped in the complexities of shared ideologies and dreams of a better future. It was a love that was as captivating as it was challenging. But it was not just their shared beliefs that bound them together. Their relationship was also a refuge, a sanctuary from a world that was often too harsh, too unforgiving. In each other's arms, they found a respite from the turmoil outside. Their shared dreams, their whispered secrets, their intimate moments were their escape, their haven. In the end, it was this intimate connection, this shared understanding, that defined their relationship. It was a bond that was as potent as any atomic force, as transformative as any revolutionary idea. In their shared dreams and whispered secrets, they found a love that was as profound as it was complicated. From the ashes of their love, a destroyer was born. A shift in the winds of time led Oppenheimer down a path that would forever etch his name into the annals of history. As the world was embroiled in the throes of the Second World War, Oppenheimer found himself at the helm of the Manhattan Project, a top-secret endeavor aimed at crafting the world's first atomic bomb. The air crackled with tension as teams of the brightest minds in physics, chemistry, and engineering came together under Oppenheimer's leadership. They were racing against time, driven by the fear that their enemies might harness this destructive power first. But amidst the urgency and the chaos, Oppenheimer was grappling with a storm of his own. While he was creating a weapon of mass destruction, his heart was being torn asunder by the paradox of his actions. Here was a man, deeply in love with a woman whose ideals were rooted in peace and equality, now engrossed in a project that could potentially obliterate countless lives. The irony wasn't lost on him, and it ate away at his conscience. In the midst of this inner turmoil, Oppenheimer found solace in the ancient Indian text, the Bhagavad Gita. A particular verse resonated with him, a chilling prophecy that seemed to echo his own fate. In a moment of profound realization, he quoted, "I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." It was as if the verse had been written for him, a harbinger of the devastation his creation would bring. Yet, the wheels of destiny were already in motion. The atomic bomb, a dreadful testament to human ingenuity and its capacity for destruction, was realized. Oppenheimer, the architect of this weapon, was forever branded as the destroyer of worlds. In the shadow of the bomb, their relationship began to crumble under the weight of guilt and ideological differences. As Oppenheimer grappled with his role in this new age of atomic warfare, his connection with his communist lover began to falter, setting the stage for an inevitable tragedy. Every love story doesn't have a happy ending. Some end with a bang, while others with a whimper. Our tale falls into the latter category, with the end of a relationship that started in the whirlwind of passion and intellect, only to be torn apart by ideological conflict and personal despair. Oppenheimer and his lover, two brilliant minds drawn together, found themselves increasingly at odds. The very thing that brought them together, their intellectual curiosity, became the wedge that drove them apart. He, the physicist, was drawn deeper into the world of science, his mind consumed by the creation of a weapon of unimaginable power. She, the committed communist, found herself disillusioned, her ideals clashing with the reality of her lover's work. The ideological chasm between them widened, their conversations shifting from passionate debates to heated arguments. His work on the atomic bomb, a project she saw as a monstrous embodiment of capitalist aggression, became an insurmountable barrier. Their once harmonious relationship was now a battlefield of conflicting beliefs. But the tragic end of their story was not a result of these ideological differences alone. The woman who once held the heart of the man who would become the destroyer of worlds was battling her own demons. She was consumed by a despair that was as destructive as any atomic bomb. The world she had once believed in, a world where love and communism could coexist, was falling apart around her. And so, in her darkest hour, she chose to leave this world, to escape the torment of her shattered ideals and a love that had turned sour. The news of her suicide was a shock to Oppenheimer, a painful reminder of the human cost of his work and the personal cost of his beliefs. In the end, all that was left were the remnants of a love that once was, a destroyer of worlds, and a silence that echoed louder than any explosion. The echoes of their love and loss still resonate today. The tale of Oppenheimer and his communist lover provides a poignant narrative that intertwines the personal with the global. Their intimate conversations on communism, their shared passion for a world free of oppression, and the tragic end of their love story all contributed to shaping Oppenheimer, the man and the scientist. Their relationship, as tumultuous as it was, influenced Oppenheimer's perspective on the world, driving him to become the destroyer of worlds. It wasn't just the science behind the atomic bomb that was influenced, but also the ethical and political discourse surrounding its use. The legacy of their love story continues to echo in discussions about the intersection of science, politics, and ethics. It reminds us that behind every great scientific discovery, there are personal stories, passions, and tragedies that shape its course. In a world that has witnessed the power to destroy, perhaps it is love and loss that truly shape our history.